up, people? Sam Rubin here as we dive yet again into another red-hot episode of Hollywood Uncensored. Get ready to be informed, laugh, and have your consciousness lifted as we're joined by four great guests. Some call him America's stud. We call him Greg Grunberg. NBC series Love Bites airs Thursday nights on NBC. Yeah. Steve Talley plays Greg's BFF on Love Bites, and apparently in real life as well. Beth Littleford, boy, are we looking forward to this movie with Steve Carell. The new movie is called Crazy Stupid Love. It hits theaters July 29th. And the lovely Leah Thompson has a brand new big hit show on ABC Family. It is called Switched at Birth. Let's begin with life lessons courtesy of Reese Witherspoon. I believe they finally cleaned the seats from last week's MTV Awards. But the wisdom of Reese remains long after the stains of the ceremony are gone. Reese receiving the Generation Award, which I guess means her career has lasted longer than 13 weeks. And here, she provides vital advice about, well, you know, being naked in front of the camera.
I just want to say to all the girls out there, like, I know it's cool to be bad. I get it. All right, it's cool to be bad. But it's also possible to make it in Hollywood without a reality show. And when I came up in this business, if you made a sex tape, you were embarrassed and you hid it under your bed. And like if you took naked pictures of yourself on your cell phone, you hide your face, people. Like, hide your face. It's totally possible. So for all the girls out there, it's possible to be a good girl. I'm going to try and make it cool.
All right, first and foremost, Beth Littleford, I thought your last tape was very inspired. But do you think...
It hasn't done much for my career, though. Hasn't done what I'd hoped.
Do you think the actresses of today will take Reese's advice, or is it too late?
I love what she said. I was there. I was tweeting it like, young ladies, listen up. It's an uphill battle. I feel like when you have young women who want fame and fortune, because that's all we're peddling these days in the magazines, and you have someone like Kim Kardashian building a media empire on, you know, based on a mediocre sex tape, I feel like it's an uphill battle. I feel like it's worth waging for those of us who have daughters or care about the women we're producing in this, you know, country. But yeah, it's tough.
Show me one sex tape that hasn't worked.
Oh, Screeches.
Here's the problem.
She also said it was a mediocre sex tape. So
mediocre sex tape, good sex tape.
Which is debatable.
No, but Screech apparently released a sex tape. I couldn't believe it when I heard it.
Okay, but it's like pizza. Pizza's good no matter what. A sex tape is like, what?
But here's the thing that I think is a funny distinction is, you'd agree, and we'll figure out a time frame. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you would have been run out of town on a rail. Your agent would be, Steve, you're really talented, but we're done.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And now it's like, hey, could you maybe come up with one?
I know. It's ridiculous.
It's really crazy. And they're building really, you know, making a lot of money from it. That's what's really crazy. It's like a whole empire that you can build off of bad behavior.
That's true.
Very interesting.
So that's what I'm saying is, you know, the history of it shows that it's a good thing, you know, and we're all looking for that one big break. Like, you know, you get asked, I mean, you are always, I love everything. No, I'm just saying, I love everything you've done. It's like you've built this amazing career. Young actors, you know, they're looking for that one thing that's going to just send them out there. And because of all the ways that you can get out there with a sex tape, I think that's, you know, they look at it like an overnight kind of thing.
What I think they don't realize, though, is how quickly you can burn out from that. I mean, it really is literally 15 minutes. And then you're a joke, you know, and then you're a punchline, where someone like, you're getting the Generation Award next year, I think.
But it's just mortifying. I mean, I would be so embarrassed. You know.
Don't you think this idea that there is no shame?
There is no shame.
There's
I was just going to say, JWoww and Snooki are not going to be embarrassed by a sex tape when they're walking around in lingerie, you know, anyways, and half naked anyways in every episode. No. Sex tapes aren't embarrassing.
And I sat there and watched that with my two daughters, and I was like, you go, girl. I thought that was a great thing that she said.
For a minute, I thought you said you would watch
the sex tape.
But I watched Reese on the MTV, and I thought that was a really great thing for her to say. I mean, she said it perfectly succinctly. You know, we know what it's like. It's fun to be bad, but that's just, you know.
And people need, I think more women in the business should come out and be more vocal about it. Like, I mean, we all have kids and stuff. Like, I mean, the more people we can, you know, pop on the bandwagon, the better, I think. Because kids, it's still just Reese Witherspoon telling my daughter that, you know, you can do it without a reality show is not enough.
It's like the lone voice, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm joining in. I love what she said about you can be cool and nice, because I feel like there's a lot of, we see it on the internet these days, that sort of anonymous cruelty. Yeah. It's cool to be snarky. You know what?
I saw what she said, then I did a massive search for that sex tape that she had made and blocked out her face. I took it like, she made one. I think she's admitting it. You know,
but here's the thing, and Greg said it is true. You've done so many remarkable things, But over time, has any agent or manager or publicist ever said, hey, your work speaks for yourself, but we don't really read about you a lot, and maybe it'd be better if we did, or?
I don't think anyone's ever said that to me, but I've certainly felt that. Like, if I had more scandal in my life, I might have made more money, been in papers and stuff like that. But I'm much happier having a family and, some privacy and
I think
some
that's
dignity.
The key is you're much happier.
Yeah.
And there's a long, happy life that we all want to lead. And fame does not, especially scandalous fame.
Yeah.
There are
Certainly
plenty of
even
other
fame
ways.
doesn't
I
lead
mean,
to that.
all the charity work that Reese does. I mean, I've been a part of some of the stuff that she does, and the stuff that I do. I'd rather be out there doing that. If I want to get attention, I'll help the epilepsy community. Because that's my cause. So, it's not as sexy.
Right.
And truthfully, no one wants to see my sex tape. It's been out there, people. What are you waiting for?
VHS or DVD, if you're so inclined. When we jump back here, another actress is coming out of Arnold's woodwork. Plus, Jennifer Aniston is honored for a decade of hotness, but doesn't matter. It's all coming up here on Hollywood Uncensored.
VHS.
I've got it up.
Hey, welcome back. Let's tweet, shall we? Follow our show. It's Hwood Uncensored, and follow my 144 characters at Sam on TV. Do not miss Beth Littleford in the upcoming romantic comedy. It's called Crazy Stupid Love with Steve Carell.
Crazy Stupid Love.
I got it right. And it
Boy,
hits
they
theaters
tried
July
so
the
many
29th.
titles.
Did they? I know people who work in the title business. That's a tough business. Speaking of crazy and arguably stupid, we continue to learn that former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger was on, well, almost everybody. The latest to come forward, Brigitte Nielsen, the self-described Great Dane, had a widely publicized romance with Sylvester Stallone. Now she's saying that while he was married, she took a turn with Arnold as well. So not only is Brigitte a bit of a homewrecker, she's actually working her way through the cast of The Expendables. Leah, if you're in the unenviable position of being Arnold Schwarzenegger right now, what do you do?
I think you get in a DeLorean and you go back in time. And you zip it up. I mean, that's really insane. I mean, every woman is like, you put yourself in that position. I mean, okay, Brigitte Nielsen, she's like 4 feet taller than him.
Yeah.
She's a big girl.
She is a big girl.
But I mean, really, to do that to your family in their own house is,
I'll tell you who's dancing
crazy.
around his house right now, Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's trying
Thank
to beat
you,
the
Arnold.
Tiger Woods record. He's trying to beat Tiger Woods' record.
Well,
That's what it is.
And there's a
that's funny because the minute you said the name, and I think everybody does this math in their head, I was like, yeah, you're right. What Arnold did was worse.
Yes.
oh yeah, that's just about the worst.
Well, it's all bad. I gotta be honest.
It's all bad.
all
But Tiger
bad.
tried to keep it outside the home.
Yeah.
Right.
At least it was outside the home. I mean, and there are more pigeons coming home to roost.
That's the thing. So we.
Well, Steve's got a theory on another expendable actor.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky IV, 1985, Lundgren hit that. I mean, he was in his prime, she was in her prime, couple of big Nordic, That's a sex tape I want to see.
Is your favorite phrase hit that or tap that?
I like hit that better, because tap that, I think of a keg.
Okay.
What's interesting to me, though, is the family Maria was raised in, the Kennedy clan. They were all superstar politicians, these guys, with wives that stood smiling by while they had affairs left, right, and center. So it's interesting to me that she's just repeating that, kind of. I mean, it doesn't take a shrink. I'm not sure she knew, but on some level, this is the model she grew up in, and it's been repeated.
But is anybody surprised that Arnold did this? He's a putz. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
he's a
like
putz.
it's not a shock to me that this happened. There's stories about him, being naked in his trailer, walking around the sets in his underwear or whatever. That's who he was. He's this gorgeous Mr. Universe guy who constantly needs that sort of affirmation.
But you know what? I'm going to say from being a Playboy actor to being liked or disliked, a respected the governor of California. There's not been a lot of governors of California. I think it's pretty remarkable. I am surprised, I guess.
That it's remarkable that he's gotten away with it.
Yeah.
Boy, and it's just going to keep coming, I think. I think there's just going to be more.
This is going to help his shot at the presidency. I think this actually.
Because you couldn't change the Constitution before.
Right.
Because remember when he was exploring that?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's like, if we could only get that switched to arrange.
Well, what about Maria, though? We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, she's such an amazing person.
Yeah.
It's just so sad.
It's tragic.
It is. It's really tragic.
You were saying that you had an opportunity once, because she's a really good public speaker, that you followed her at a speaking event?
Oh, yeah. I had to speak after her about Alzheimer's. And I was like, what she said. Like, she's so brilliant, and she does such incredible work. And I'm always working with her for the Alzheimer's Association.
Yeah, she's unbelievable.
And her kids are great. And, you know, it's just an American tragedy.
I wonder if the headlines of it will generate all summer long. In mere moments here, is it difficult for some stars to laugh at themselves? A slew of jokes are made at stars' expense. They're part and parcel of celebrity roasts and award shows, but some stars aren't laughing. And are you laughing at some of the made-up awards that are being handed out at all these award shows? Why wasn't Greg Grunberg honored for his decade of hotness? We're all over that as we return here. Guests of Hollywood Uncensored enjoy the newly restored historic apartments of the Hollywood Tower, located in the beating heart of Tinseltown with unrivaled views and uncommon amenities that will set your pulse racing. Live classic in the Art Deco splendor of the Hollywood Tower, or live new in her vivacious state-of-the-art sister property, La Belle. To get ready for your close-up, visit HollywoodTower.com. Hollywood Uncensored dominates all forms of social media. Find our page on Facebook, and now you can find, gosh, the Sam Rubin fan page on Facebook. Like us, we'll like you back. Everybody likes Leah Thompson, the actress featured in the new hit series Switched at Birth, which, let me tell you, broke ratings records on ABC Family. Switched at Birth, congratulations. Airs Monday nights on ABC Family. And all of you spend time in front of the camera, in part, I think, because everybody likes the attention. But what happens when the attention is a joke at your expense? At the MTV Awards, host Jason Sudeikis made a slew of jokes at the stars' expense, and there was shot after shot after shot of the stars not laughing. Greg, don't you think it's kind of part of the deal? If you're a public person, you have to have a sense of humor, first and foremost, about yourself?
Yeah, I absolutely think so. I think it was like Seth Meyers, you know, at the presidential thing. There's Donald Trump out there, and but there's a point when it's embarrassing for everyone around that person.
Because he was so stiff and so angry.
Yeah, and he just didn't, Donald Trump just didn't move. He was just sitting there going, make it stop, or I will kill him. I mean, it was, you know, I think you have to have a sense of humor about it, but there is a line at which point it becomes cruel. It's just all of a sudden you're picking too hard.
And there's a lot of people who don't have a sense of humor. I would say Donald Trump is not known for his sense of humor.
Now, Beth, you were there, and by the way, we should tell you, Beth, in a black, I thought it was all leather, but it was excellent.
It was just a little tiny synthetic thing from H&M.
Okay, but it was very nice.
But I did get some praise. I got interviewed by Christian Siriano, and I wasn't called a hot mess. He of the hot mess fame.
Right.
Yeah. So I was okay. I did
but you were there. I mean, that's a tough room.
I was there, and it's a tough room. I tell you, I've been at the VMAs because of this little sitcom that I do on MTV. The VMAs and the Video Music Awards, and I'm sorry, the MTV Movie Awards. Always a tough room. They're young children who just want to see the Twilight cast, or they're the kind of, you know, they're musicians who take themselves a little too seriously. They're actors who take themselves a little too seriously. We really need, you know, Jason Sudeikis, who's more charming than that? And he was falling flat. Chelsea Handler at the VMAs
died.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Died. Funny lady.
You've presented. Have you guys presented at these things before?
Not those.
It's got to be a warmed-up room.
I've done it a couple times, and you end up. You're like not only playing to the back of the house, but like you want to get that roar of a reaction, and you just keep going bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's, I would imagine, what may have happened. It's
just dancing harder
they're
and
just
harder and harder.
screaming the whole time.
Yeah.
That whole award show's a joke. I mean, it really is.
Now, Steve, if I made quips about your shoes, would that upset you? Are there things that people can say that would actually hurt your feelings?
You make clips about these shoes, we're cutting a commercial.
Okay. See, I knew it.
I will be on you.
I knew those kicks. But you know how that is? Like, do you ever think about that? Gosh, I hope they don't bring up.
Well, no, they can bring up anything.
Everybody always brings up Howard the Duck, so I try to beat him to the punch. Yes, I made out with the duck. Okay, I'm still here. And I made out with my son, you know.
Right.
So, yeah.
You have the sense of humor.
Or they show my Burger King commercial. You know, it's like, I'm so tired of it now. Come up with something new.
Well, and these people are so tuned in to how they're perceived. Like, you guys remember a few years ago when they made fun of Mark Wahlberg on SNL, and it was a whole big thing because he came out and was, like, basically threatened to kick Andy Samberg's ass and all this kind of stuff. It's like, I mean, those, especially that level of celebrity, there's people around them, like PR people, who are kind of coaching how they can be perceived. And it blows my mind when people get get zinged at those award shows.
And are upset about it.
At least put on like it doesn't bother you. Like Trump pouting, and they had it was like the shot from the side, and like the eagle haircut and everything. It was so weird.
It's just cuckoo.
And Myers owned him. I mean, it was it was uncomfortable to watch on my computer at home. I can't imagine how uncomfortable it must have been
But you know what, though? That stuff to me was sort of axiomatically funny. The remarks were funny. If somebody says, hey, you're wearing a black sweater.
Yeah.
Well, that's not funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Or didn't tell it very well. Hey, when we come back here, too many award shows, too little time, but do they really mean anything at all? Plus, one TV talker headed toward choppy waters. Luckily, smooth sailing here as Hollywood Uncensored rolls on. Back in a minute. Hey, we're back, and after an eternity, the NBC series Love Bites, it's back. It's at last on the air. Greg Grunberg and Steve Talley are featured in the show. It airs Thursday nights on NBC. Plus, hey, don't miss the Critics' Choice Television Awards right here on Reel's channel. It's Wednesday, June 22nd. Now, that's a real award show. But the Guys' Choice Awards, the TV Land Awards, several other cable outlets have made various award shows up. Steve, is it fair to say all these awards are kind of invalid?
I think it's more than fair to say they're invalid. Like, nothing is more superfluous than showbiz award shows now. I mean, like, the Guys' Choice Awards, look, they're smart about the way they do it, because the Guys' Choice Awards, like, I'm a huge, diehard Harrison Ford fan. He doesn't go to any of that. They got him to show up for the Guys' Choice Awards. Like, they figure out a way. Like, I think Sean Penn showed up. Like, they get people that you don't normally see out at that kind of stuff to show up and accept these
because they're
stupid
promoting
awards.
something that's out.
And that's the whole. They all have something that they're plugging.
And by the way, I won a TV Land Award.
Okay.
A Future Classic Award.
For Felicity.
For Heroes. For Heroes.
Really? Okay.
And I was actually, I mean, I guess it's not a real award show, but I thought, wow, that's really great. Like, I'm on something that they think will have legs and people will watch in the future. This is TV Land. But you apparently don't think it's a real award show.
See, the Golden Globes is the grandfather of not real awards, and look, everybody shows up for that
That's
now.
true.
And everybody wants that.
And the Nickelodeon Awards, I won one, and I was like, what's this?
But
And now my kids, they dragged it up, and they were like, this is really important, Mom.
But every star,
blimp.
every star shows up at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards because it elongates your career. Suddenly you're like, a whole new generation is going to see me at this award show. That's why Queen Latifah hosts it, or
Jack Black does it every year now. I think.
Yeah, it used to be just the host would get slimed.
But I didn't get the memo. This was like in '87 or something like that. I didn't get the memo.
They didn't even invite you to the thing?
They invited me, and I think I pre-taped it. I was like, okay, I'll pretend. And
Your publicist was
I was
blocking
like
for
a
you.
jerk about it. So,
Well, but this is
Now
the thing,
you
too.
find out if you won before the show.
That's the thing. I find it like the sin of the People's Choice Awards.
Yeah.
It's only the winner who's there.
I'm hoping for my If You'll Just Show Up award. That's what I'm.
I want best performance in a push-up bra.
Okay.
For what? That's what I want.
Oh, that's what you want.
Or there should be awards for the worst part that you make passable.
Yeah.
Because a great part is easy to do.
Right. All right, what's the worst part you've made passable?
Oh, gee, I can't even start. I got to run a crawl for.
She wants to be politic about it.
We won't let the orchestra play her off. Always do that. What made-up award, Steve, are you hoping to get?
I would love to get an award that is just a cash prize, where I don't have to do anything. Right. Just
Ding,
hand
ding,
me a
ding.
bunch of cash.
There we
and
go.
Let me hang out with Harrison Ford in the green room for a minute.
Because, for example, the MTV Awards, name one person who won, besides Reese Witherspoon, because we saw the tape.
Robert Pattinson won 10. That's all I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, best fight.
Yeah, he won them all.
Everything.
Right.
He won them all.
Yeah, but it's not real. Like you said, it's not real. It's a promotional opportunity, and it
it's
also
a huge promotional opportunity.
Huge.
I mean, there's a Twilight fans. They ran that promo for the last movie.
Right.
That's the first time everyone's seen that. People were freaking out. It's just good marketing.
The excitement was palatable. Coming up in just a bit, Hollywood's hottest predictions, straight from our patented crystal ball. We're back in a minute. Guests of Hollywood Uncensored go gold class. It is the first-class way to see a movie and offers the ultimate escape for movie lovers, from the amazing lounge area to the plush micro suede recliners to the best food and beverages and service anywhere. Check it all out at goldclasscinemas.com. Hey, welcome back. Hop on to reels.com/Hollywood Uncensored. Dig our cool show page, clips, and pics. We want to hear from you. Crystal ball time as the world awaits the brilliant predictions of our fearsome foursome. Only criteria here is that you believe the world. You believe deep in your heart someday your prediction will actually come true? Greg Grumber.
I really, truly believe that Love Bites is going to go 10 episodes, and that's it. We made 10 episodes of this show, and I made them right after I got bar mitzvah is when I shot this thing. That's how long ago.
10 and out, as they say.
10 and out. They're great episodes. I'm so proud of them. We are really funny in them, and but that's it. It's just going to be 10 and out, so catch them while you can.
All right, Steve Talley.
I'm going to predict that everything in show business is going to continue to go to hell. Okay. And eventually, actors won't even be hired to do movies and television shows anymore. You'll have to become a celebrity first somehow, and then, you know, it gets sort of parlayed into something after that.
So
I really think that's where it's going.
What is the exit plan then? A yogurt shop or what's...
Well, my exit plan right now is to make as much money as I can while I can, and then go hide in a mountain cottage somewhere with an arsenal, you know, a heavily fortified compound somewhere with an arsenal of automatic weapons and lie in wait. Okay.
Very good. Well, there you go. At least it's complete. Beth Littleford.
There's such negative Nellies. I'm looking forward to, you know, someone like Mrs. Garrett from The Facts of Life leaking a sex tape.
The Charlotte Rae tape.
Charlotte Rae tape.
Oh, my gosh.
In hopes of her own reality show.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Wow. There would be the cover of AARP magazine, that's for sure.
Here
is Leah Thompson.
I think that Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to go to sex rehab, whatever that is. I don't know. It sounds like fun. I'd like to go,
it's the PR movie.
Yes,
My Group Sex, my movie, is about this. I mean, we're all this close to being sex addicts. Arnold's a good example of that.
Greg is the Zelig of every single thing.
I predicted everything.
As for me, she is poised and perky, but I think Katie Couric is going to have a real problem launching an afternoon talk show in the fall of next year. In one scenario, the only way Katie can get on the air is if the long-running soap opera General Hospital goes off the air. That won't endear Katie to a huge group of people who watch TV in the afternoon. Plus, 2 words of caution, Jane Pauley. Words only of praise for this great group. Ooh, was that too mean?
Wow. You really came after it. And by the way, you're right.
Yeah.
There, see? Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sam Rubin. We'll see you next time here on Hollywood Uncensored. Thank you guys very much.